Okay, here we go. Let's jump in. Again, here is the chart I've shown you all along, the difference between God's way and man's way. I could add into this chart every lesson we've had. Every lesson in Proverbs is a contrast. That's how Proverbs was written. Basically, Proverbs is like Solomon walking through life with Rehoboam, or David walking through life with Solomon, and saying, do you see that? That's good. That field is plowed and weeded. Oh, do you see that? That's bad. And it's good is wisdom in God's way, bad is foolish in man's way. So where have we come today? We've come to sober-mindedness, avoiding fools and refusing to get foolish. One of the biggest ways in our modern world to be foolish. It's to be totally absorbed in electronica. Electronica is the online world of being self-absorbed in like this. Bonnie and I were riding the subway in Shanghai, and I looked around the subway car, totally packed, 100 people were in our car. And I looked around, and 99 of the 100 people were like this, or like this. And they had the earbuds or the cord, and they were like this on the subway. One person wasn't. She was 98 years old, hunched over with her bag of groceries and just trying to make it home. The other 99, they weren't talking. It's absolutely quiet on the subway car. They weren't talking to each other. They weren't looking out the windows. Did you know that's rare in human history? It's never been like this before. You guys are living through an experiment that we don't know what's going to happen with it. Young people, especially young men, are not having to deal with life. They don't talk to people. Have you noticed in Japan, Sophie, in Japan, there is an epidemic of young men never getting around young women. They don't need to. They don't date. They don't socialize. They live with their avatars, and their world of electronic relationships. I mean, you read, I don't know if it's in Japanese news, but it's sure in American news, that there is an epidemic of social interaction between males and females because they live in electronica. And they can design the perfect girl with their electronic means. And she never fights back with them. She does exactly what they want, and they live in an unreal world that's never been possible in history, ever. And did you know what it's doing? It's changing everything about our society and global society. So what does God think of all that? And that's what we're going to go through. So what I call this is how to overcome the distracted life. How do you like this? Working on the laptop, and this is called multitasking. You don't do one thing at once anymore. You're computing and keeping up with everything, You don't want to miss anything. In fact, did you know there are actual young people that, now I know you don't do this because it's word of life, they sleep with their telephones. They sleep with them. They don't want to miss anything. They've got to check, They don't want to miss anything. Amazing. Think about. Okay, let's look at what God says. Let's start in Proverbs 1 and verse 7. Because God defines foolishness. And this is what he says. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. What is foolishness? And again, remember, Proverbs is constantly showing the difference between God's way and man's way. Now, here's another question that is on the test I just remembered. Isaiah 53:6. Isaiah 53:6 says this: all we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way. We were born selfish, self-focused, self-absorbed. Self-absorbed. Do you know what is the ultimate expression of self-absorption? That I listen to the music I want, I watch the movies I want, I play the games I want, I have the friends I want. You know what? It's total I designed life my way, man's way, not God's way. God's way is hard. You have to get along with people. You have to learn how to work hard. You have to learn how to say no to flesh and sin and the world.